Taking a look at 3.2, solving inequalities using addition and subtraction. We're being asked to solve each inequality and graph its solution. So you'll notice that for some of these terms, they have a little bit more going for it. Most of this is just going to be moving terms to the left or to the right or to the other side. Collectively, I would say that your goal is still to isolate your variable. And a few things to keep in mind as you work through this section: use opposites when moving terms around. Opposites attract. I promise this is one of the easier sections of this chapter, so use opposites to move terms around. This is similar to when we were solving one-step equations, and we come quite a long way. So this kind of takes you back to those roots. For the first example, we see that we have 4 where it's less than b plus 5. Our b term is what we're trying to isolate. I'll rewrite this. So 4 is less than b plus 5. We can deduct 5 on both sides. 4 minus 5 is going to leave us with -1, where this is less than b. In the previous section, 3.1, we talked about how you could rewrite some of these terms. If you're a fan of having variables on the left, you can rewrite the variable on the left, switch around the sign, and then switch around your variable, or your constant rather. This is totally fair game. It's not as if we added in a new value. We just rewrote it so it looks a little bit cleaner. So from this, I know that I'm going to have an open circle because this is not equal to. And now -1 is my starting point. So let's do that. At -1, we have an open circle. If we think about this logistically, b values, b where it's greater than -1, so greater, all those numbers are going to be towards the right. So some answers that are solutions would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are all solutions. We got that. For the next one, we have m minus 9, where it's greater than or equal to -22. How can we move that -9 around? Should be saying by adding. So we'll rewrite everything. M minus 9. Let's add 9 to both sides. -22 plus 9. Use your calculator on this if you need to, but you should be getting -13, where it's less than or equal to m. If you want to rewrite this, go for it. Moving our variable to the left-hand side, we could say this is greater than or equal to -13. So we're going to have a closed circle on -13 and m values where it's greater than that. So this should be going to the right. And we're done. The rest of the problems are pretty simple. Take this time now, pause the video, try out these next 4. Really, pause it, try them. It's not too tricky with this. Pause them and try them. So we've got these 4 set up here. I'll cruise through these, won't waste too much of your time. We can eventually have n where it's less than +16, open circle on 16, sketch that arrow to the left. We add 20 to both sides. N is going to be greater than -15, open circle on -15, and values to the right. If we deduct 12 on both sides, we have a values that are less than or equal to -2 because we're deducting 12. So this is an closed circle on -2. Values where it's less than go to the left. If we add 11 to both sides, this is 16 greater than k. So if k is 16, open circle, k is going to be less than all of that, so we want to make sure that this goes to the left. And we're done. Reach out with questions if you're stuck, but this section isn't too tricky.